Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Come on. That's good. Alzheimer's not only affects the person with the disease, but the lives of their family members as well. Each person connected to someone with Alzheimer's has his or her own personal reasons for walking to end Alzheimer's. You are likely already aware of the staggering statistic that once every 69 seconds, a person is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Your fellow walkers surrounding this stage represent the number of people diagnosed since we opened our doors this morning at 8:30. They are all holding flowers that will be planted in a promise garden right outside the front entrance of this building when you return from your walk. This promise garden marks the beginning of a new, hands-on and mission-focused element which calls for participants to come together and make a commitment to fulfill their promise to remember, honor, to care, and to fight Alzheimer's disease. We are especially grateful to Lorain County Community College for allowing us to keep this promise garden in full bloom for the coming week, which will help us keep our promise to increase awareness of Alzheimer's disease.
So, thank you. All righty. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eileen McShay. I hope you can all hear me. I'm going to push this up just a little bit. There you go. Everyone can hear me, I assume. Forgive my voice. I'm working through a nasty cold. So, in fact, I'm planning on walking, but I don't know if I'll be able to make it. But my name's Eileen McShay, and like many of you, I have been touched by someone with Alzheimer's. In my case, it's my dad. He was diagnosed in 2008, and he is the person that I think about every day, and especially at events like this. And thank you so much for being here and for allowing me to be here too. And just remember, you are making history because it's an exciting time for us. This is a brand new name. And of course, we're going to hopefully this West Side Walk will get bigger and bigger. The parking is awesome. It's much better than looking for a space downtown. But of course, next week, you are welcome to come again at Tower City. Now, we are officially the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So this is a kind of a new, re-energized beginning and a new commitment to make Alzheimer's a commitment and a priority here in Cleveland and across the country. So we're all here today to reclaim the future for millions. As you probably know, Alzheimer's affects not only the person with the diagnosis, but people like you and me, the people who love that person and just struggle to give them the best care. And we all want the best for that person, and ultimately we all want to see this terrible disease come to an end. So for that reason, I'm here on behalf of Jim McShay, he'll be 86 on Halloween and diagnosed for a few years now and doing pretty well. But, you know, obviously the disease is there, and we just love him no matter what and just want to keep him happy and comfortable. And as I'm sure you do too for your loved ones. Now, somebody else who has an incredibly powerful story about living with someone that you love so dearly that this Alzheimer's disease has touched is Paul Coulter. On behalf of the 100,000 people just in Northeast Ohio, he's caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's disease, as well as those who have served in this role. Paul Coulter.
Good morning. My name is Paul Coulter. My wife, Jerry, died May 8th of last year, just 29 days short of our 51st wedding anniversary, after suffering from Alzheimer's disease for 15 years. It is hard for me to realize the journey that we've taken, and I would like to share that journey with you. When Jerry was diagnosed as having Alzheimer's disease, I really didn't know what it was. I thought it was a disease that happened to other people, not to my Jerry. I have since learned that 1 out of 8 people over the age of 65 and 1 out of 2 over the age of 85 have Alzheimer's. Jerry was unusual in the fact that she had developed Alzheimer's when she was only 56 years old. Like a typical male, I thought we could do it on our own. We didn't need help. Boy, was I wrong. They found out, thankfully, our daughters knew about the Alzheimer's services, and they found out about respite care and the location of places where I could take my wife for daycare. Because we caught Jerry's illness so early, the medications helped slow the disease down. We were able to take many, but not all, of the trips that we planned to take. Gradually, Jerry lost the ability to do things for herself. I started laying out her clothing and helping her dress. I learned more about women's clothes than I ever wanted to learn. I found that I needed to start helping her with everyday tasks. Still, we were able to enjoy each other's companionship. After 7.5 years of caring for Jerry, I realized I would not be able to carry on by myself. I was lucky to be surrounded by daughters who were supportive and helped me find a place where she could get the care that she needed. They told me, we don't want to lose both parents. After 8 years of caring for Jerry at home, our 3 daughters and I moved my wife to the care facility. I was able to go there each day and be there at lunchtime for her. I continued to do that until her death. Although she lost the ability to speak, she was able to communicate with me in other ways. Many people think that the only one that has Alzheimer's disease is affected, or perhaps their spouse, but that's not true. The whole family and many friends suffer also. Our daughters often lament there were so many questions they wanted to ask their mother. We are here today as a family and friend team to help raise funds to find a cure for this horrible disease and to make sure that the Alzheimer's Association is able to continue to help those who suffer from Alzheimer's and their caregivers. I miss her so very much. Although she was my wife, she was my best friend.
Thank you so much, Paul. That's a hard story to share, but it's important. So many of us are right there with you. And something to remember, this isn't just a walk for research. The Alzheimer's Association is there for you. If you are having a bad day, if you're one of the caregivers, they're here. They have answers to questions and situations that you think you're the only one who has this loved one who's doing this particular behavior. It's free. Call the Alzheimer's Association. So you're also walking to raise money to have these services available to you as a caregiver. So none of us, of course, if you look around, you'll see names of companies, and they, of course, are the sponsors. We wouldn't be here without them, and they've been so kind and so generous to help us raise these funds and make this a reality. So I wish we could sit here and list them all, but we're going to just stay with, we'd never get a chance to walk. So we're going to stay with our most generous sponsors. I'm going to list them here. Forest City, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Okay, they deserve it. Kaplan Furniture, thank you. The Lorraine Morning Journal, thank you. First Medical Staffing, Lakewood Hospital, and by the way, they have a great neurology department if you ever need, not to give them too much of a plug, but they're wonderful there. Sunbridge, at WEWS, Channel 5, we'll give them a little, Ancora Advisors, EMH Healthcare, and finally Kemper House and Kemper Home Care. Woohoo! Thank you so much. And if you get a chance, visit, if you haven't been by the tables, visit them, support them. We're all on the same team. And the other companies, by the way, are listed on your event bag. And thank you to all those sponsors. And thank you to the national teams who are committed to joining forces across the country to recruit teams and raise money critical to funding this mission. And then, of course, the volunteers. Have to thank our volunteers. They're so dedicated. Thank you. It's been a year-long process. As soon as one walk ends, then the next year's planning begins. So it's not like there's ever a break. That's for as it is when you're caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's. You really don't get a break. So thank you so much to the volunteers. And at this point, I'm going to ask the chairs. You know who you are, to come up to the platform unless you're already here. Are you already here? Because we're going to recognize you, and we're going to start with the Sponsorship and Event Experience Committee chairs. We've got Ann Paris. If you could give a wave or something, let us know. Thank you, Ann. And Noelle Joyce. And Rob Hubbard. And they worked under the direction of our event co-chairs who worked so hard, Kathy Palmer and Jeff Milaric. Thank you, guys. So we really can't thank you enough because you've worked so hard. And of course, without your steadfast passion, support, and commitment to this cause, that being you, we would not be able to be here. So your hard work and your commitment is a big factor in our walk, and also extremely hard-working commitment of our chapter staff who are there every day, and the development team led by, and she's over here somewhere, Karen Bain. Karen, I think, she lives on email. Her email address gets a lot of use, so thank you to Karen. And all of you who have been getting regular walk emails, I know your inboxes are probably full. You'll probably recognize the name of our walk coordinator, and she has really done a lot, and can't thank her enough. Cheryl Berman, big hand. Thank you, Cheryl. And finally, a huge thank you to you, and congratulations to all of you who worked so hard to raise money and for the West End Walk. The last number I saw was $70,000. I think it's more than that. But thank you so much. And I want to mention some of our top fundraisers. They were ranked as of Wednesday, the 14th at noon. So that number might not be completely current, but I'm going to ask you to come up. These are our top 3 individual fundraisers. Please join us on stage. So we're going to do like the Miss America pageant and go backwards. Not first runner, but in 3rd place, Brian Richardson. Where's Brian? He raised $1,880. Thank you. Good job. Yeah. Who's your little girl? Okay, Ann McKenzie. I think that beautiful face was probably a factor in nobody being able to say no. In 2nd place, Ann Paris. She raised $2,350. Thank you, Ann. There she is. And 1st place, somebody familiar whose story you already know, is Paul Coulter. Wait till you hear the number. Paul Coulter raised $7,976. Paul, thank you. Thank you, thank you. He has somebody from heaven helping him raise that money. So thank you so much to our top fundraisers, and of course, all of you, everybody who's raised funds. I mean, just wonderful job. And also, let's look for our team captains. We're going to go with the top 3 teams to come to the stage. The top 3 teams, and we're going to do it again. 3rd place. Let's go with Soulmates, S-O-L-E mates, and their team captain, Carol Rhodes. Where's Carol? Is she already here? Okay, oh, there she is. They raised $4,270. So thank you to Carol and Soulmates. 2nd place is Women for Others, team captain, Noelle Joyce. Wow, this is a big number. They raised $9,494. That's amazing. Thank you. And wouldn't you know it, 1st place, the Gigglers team captain, Paul Coulter, raised $10,020. Thank you so much. And we have a top fundraising team trophy. This is new. Okay, that's too heavy. Those of you, well, I said Stanley Cup, but Nancy Udelson said Ryder Cup. But you know how that works. We're not going to skate around and drink champagne out of it. But the first time this year, we have a perpetual trophy. It's a 10-year perpetual trophy. You can probably see it to my left. And we want to thank Gino's Jewelers for donating it. Gino's, thank you so much. So here's how it's going to work. Each year, the name of the top fundraising team for each walk will be engraved on the trophy, and then it will be displayed year-round at the Beechwood office. So the first name on that trophy, of course, is going to be Paul Coulter. So thank you, Paul. Congratulations. I don't know if we can lift it. Do we lift it and give it to him? Or Paul, it's right over here. Do you want to drink champagne out of it or do something? Yeah. Take it in a swimming pool like they did with the Stanley Cup. Congratulations. Yeah, if you want to see it, it'll be at the Beechwood office all year. Boy, is that pretty. Aha, and we have another award for the Gigglers. This is our top 2011 top fundraising team goes to the Gigglers. So, Paul, congratulations. Oh, yeah, we don't have a big check to give you, or you could give us the big check. Okay, we'll take a small check. Doesn't even matter. That's okay. We'll take whatever you have. So thank you so much. And each and every one of you, through your passion and hard work, I mentioned 70, actually it's up to $72,000 to support the Cleveland area chapter's programs and services, which are free to anybody who needs them, as well as the research to find a cure for this disease. And just because Walk Day is here, it doesn't mean fundraising ends. We hope you continue to ask your family and friends and coworkers to donate. Alzheimer's isn't going away. We hope it is. We're working very hard, but it's just not going away yet. It's spreading across the country at an alarming rate, as you can probably see by our flower children up here. Yeah, each representing one person. I mean, it's in just the time that we've been here. So it continues. Donations, by the way, will be received through December 31st, and they will still count for this walk. So just remember that. And then walkers, I wish you the best. And again, I want to remind you, anybody who is a caregiver and just taking this all on themselves and thinking they can do it themselves, nobody can. No human being can. That's why the Alzheimer's Association is here for you. It's free. Use it and support them as you are now with the walk. This concludes our ceremony, so please stop back after you complete the walk, pick up some light refreshments. Officially, the route is open, and let's end Alzheimer's.